everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome back to a brand new video. I've got my hairband on, no makeup. I'm gonna do a get ready with me. Avoid all this stuff behind me, by the way, like all the stuff over there. This room needs a sort out. And also, little word of advice as well, if anyone is thinking about getting the IKEA pack wardrobes, pack wardrobes, I think they're packs actually, get them with doors on, because seeing all of this every day like drives me insane. They just look such a mess, and every time I need to go out I have to dust a handbag, and I don't want to be reaching for my duster and Mr. Sheen when I'm trying to run out the door. It takes me long enough to get ready. I do not need another step in my getting ready process. So guys, today we're going to avoid the background and focus solely on me and the products that I'm going to show you. I'm well aware that my eyebrows do look quite dark on camera. I promise you they're not as dark as what they're looking on camera. I tinted my eyebrows yesterday in between clients and I left the tint on for a little bit too long, and now my brows are just very, very dark, but it'll be fine because I think once I get makeup on, not going to look that bad. But yeah, anyway guys, I thought I would just do a little updated get ready with me. I know that these videos, some people might think they're a little bit dated, but I still love hearing and seeing what people are using on their skin, what makeup people are using, how they do their makeup looks. As you can see, I've got quite a lot of breakouts around my chin and mouth area, and I always have suffered with this. I must admit it looks worse on camera than what it does in real life, which is just great, but it's not an excuse nonetheless. I feel like I have got really good at covering up my imperfections and my acne and my spots and things like that, because I feel like I've had like plenty of practice when it comes to covering up my spots and things like that, because I've always suffered with my skin. Like ever since I was a teenager, I've always had spots, and I've continued to get them like well into my adult life, and they haven't gone away. It's just another beautiful plus of having PCOS. But you know, not everyone has flawless, beautiful skin. I certainly don't. And also I do get a lot of rosacea as well. I have very rosy cheeks. So I always want to cover them up and just bring down the redness. I must admit, I have just blow dried my hair, so it's probably why I'm a little bit redder than usual, because I'm just so warm. And I must admit, down here as well, I was sort of like going around and dermaplaning last night, and I've got like a new like dermaplaning thing, like brand new, like my little thing is like brand new. So obviously it's incredibly sharp, and I went and I literally just cut my chin, so I've got a lovely great big mark there. I'm just gonna do my general going out makeup. I am going out this evening. I'm not going to go too crazy, like I'm not going out. This makeup hasn't got to last me a really long time, but I still want a full coverage, glowy, bronzy makeup. Tim poured me a little cider. Guys, I can't remember the last time I drank cider. Like honestly, it's not my thing, but quite refreshing. So anyway, I have pretty much done a base level of skincare. I'm not a massive skincare person. Like if you want to know what's hot with skincare, don't come to me, because I'm just not a skincare kind of person. Like again, back when I started doing makeup, it's so silly because obviously to get a good face of makeup, like your base needs to be good and your skin needs to be good and obviously moisturised and hydrated. But like, I just think skincare was just not a big thing like what it is today. Like back when I started doing makeup and things, like if you want to take it back to 2016 when we were all doing the full face of makeup, it seems so stupid really, because skincare, obviously the better your skin is, or the better prepped your skin is, the better your makeup is going to go on. So it makes total sense. I'm trying my best to become a skincare girl because I need to up my game. And obviously with getting married this year and everything, like I want my skin to look really good. I have gone in straight away with, you're actually propped on them because I haven't got a proper tripod. I have seen these absolutely everywhere. These are the Medicube Zero Pore Pads. You've probably seen these everywhere, probably seen them on TikTok, seen everyone ranting and raving about them. These are absolutely insane. I picked them up on, I think I must have ordered them on like TikTok shop or something. Are you balanced on there? Yeah, you are. I picked them up on like TikTok Shop. I wasn't expecting anything great from them. Wasn't really expecting a lot. Ordered them, tried them, love them. I feel like they're really going to work wonders for the texture on my forehead. I've literally only used them about 3 times, but I would honestly say they are worth every penny. I think on TikTok Shop I got them for like £17, whereas in Boots I think they're about 25. They're just so hydrated, and also they don't sting as well. Like sometimes when I go in with a toner or anything on top of my like naked skin, it really does sting. My skin is so sensitive, but it hasn't like irritated my skin in any way. They've been so nice and I absolutely love them. And to go in with moisturiser, Willida Skin Food. I know this stuff gets quite a bad rap. I must admit in summer it can be a little bit heavy. But in winter at the moment, this is my go-to and has been for years. And to be honest, I can't find a moisturiser that moisturises as well as this one. Just going to go in again with a tiny little bit of this tiny pot of MAC Skin Canvas Balm. This is absolutely minute. Again, I think I must have got this in like a Christmas cracker or something. But I just want a tiny bit of extra moisture just on these parts of my face. If I was going out on a proper like night out, long night out, bottomless brunch, I was going to be out for a good few hours, I would go in with this. This is the Power Grip Primer by e.l.f. There's nothing new about this, like I'm sure a lot of people know about this product. It is really good. It keeps your makeup on and it is honestly like glue. Like it is amazing and I absolutely love it. And again, really affordable. Like e.l.f. makeup products are so good and just so affordable. I move on to my actual makeup. One more product that is a really good moisturiser, and I think it's a dupe for like the Rhode by Hailey Bieber, like her glazing milk, is this. This is the Skin Sip Moisture Milk by No. 7. This is their Good Intent range. If you haven't seen their Good Intent range in Boots, honestly go and check it out. I have got I think it's the Cleansing Balm by No. 7 Good Intent range. Love LMS Take, I think it's like LMS, it's either LMS Take the Day Off Balm or Cleansing Balm. Clinique do a really nice one as well. But guys, I'm going to be honest, like I don't want to be spending like £40–50 on a cleansing balm when like all I do is literally just wash it down the drain. Like the one by No. 7, it is so good. Right, let's just get into the nitty gritty because I'm well aware that I actually need to hurry up. For my base, I'm going to go in and use the L'Oreal True Match Nude Plumping Tinted Serum. I did actually go out of my way and buy this. Let me give it a little bit of a shake because it looks a bit funny. The NARS, I think this is the Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. Number one, I bought this in the wrong shade. Got a bit of a yellow undertone and it just doesn't look quite right. I think I've definitely got it in like the wrong shade. I think this is in shade Santa Fe, but it's a little bit too yellow undertone for me. And I just find that like normal foundation these days, where I don't wear proper foundation anymore, they're just too heavy on the skin. Whereas this True Match Nude Plumping Tinted Serum, really nice and quite gentle on the skin. I'm wearing this in shade 2 to 3 light. So I'm just gonna go on just like so. And yeah, I'm just not used to wearing foundation anymore. I find that foundation is actually quite heavy. And I like something that's a little bit lighter, like even going out, I still like something quite light. I'm just gonna go in with this foundation brush by, I don't actually know what the brand is because it's rubbed off. I've had it that long. But I'm just gonna go in and just work this into the skin. It is really just nice and light coverage. Ever want to like swipe the makeup on, you want to just push it into the skin. But as you can still see like my natural skin. I'm just gonna go in with a tiny little bit more. Go careful with this though when you're putting it on, because I literally went like that the other day and it went all over like my trousers. But again, this is like L'Oreal True Match. I love L'Oreal products. Like I feel like they're just affordable. And again, you know, every day I don't want to be wearing a really expensive foundation. Right guys, I have just moved you and I have just put my hair up because the way I've blow dried, because I've blow dried my hair, it is so hot down the back of my neck. I'm like just getting too hot and irritated. And I think this looks better considering I'm doing a makeup video. Anyway, next thing I'm going to go in with, I'm going to grab my Techniques Expert Face Brush, is the No. 7 Pro Artist Soft Glow Cream Bronzer. This is a dupe, or meant to be a dupe for, is it like Chanel, it's a Chanel bronzer or something? I can't remember what it's called. But it's really, really nice. Again, No. 7, affordable, easy to get your hands on, and I just really like their product. So push it into my brush, and then what I do at first is just put it on the back of my hand just to warm the product up a little bit, and then put it on the face. And what I do is I just go in that point where I want it to sit, and I literally just push it in. You want to kind of lift the bronzer a little bit higher as well. Like, you want to keep it lifted, because obviously I want everything to be like nice and lifted. I don't want anything to be brought down, or you know, we always want that lifted effect. So I literally just go back and forth and really work that bronzer into the skin. And because it's quite good, and where I've warmed it up a little bit on my hand first of all, it just is a little bit easier to work, and it's a little bit easier to work it into the skin. And then I just take it on top of the forehead as well, around that area, a little bit on my nose. At the end, before we set everything, I'm just going to go over with my beauty blender and just make sure it's all blended in. Here's a step that I never thought I would ever incorporate into my makeup routine, but it is blush. I feel like blush has really like become so popular in like the past couple of years. Like, I remember go back to like 2016, I would never, ever, ever, ever dream putting a blush, like incorporating a blush into my makeup. But now I feel like it's like really important. I feel like most people are more heavy on the blush than what they are on the bronze. I am going in with this liquid blush by e.l.f. Just dispose of a little bit of that on the back of my hand. Grab another brush. This is another Real Techniques brush, but I just go in and dab that just on top of where I put obviously that bronzer, and I just go in and work that into the skin. And again, keep blend, 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 blend. You kind of get this really nice lifted sort of flushed effect. I mean, you can't really see a lot on this camera, guys. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think this camera is the best for makeup tutorials, so you're gonna just have to take my word for it. I feel like less is truly more. Like, I've really learnt that. I look back now at some of the makeup looks that I used to do when I was like a teenager, and I'm like, whoa, whoa. In with a tiny little bit more, and I'm just gonna pad that a little bit down the centre of my nose. I never want my nose to look lost, like with all the, you know, we've got a lot of creams and things going on. And then what I do as well, just work a little bit on my forehead just there, because I just want to sort of like tie everything together. I'm going to go in with one of my favourite makeup steps there is, and that's concealer. So I've got two concealers here. This one is the L'Oreal Infallible, and this one is the L'Oreal True Match. So this one's a little bit lighter, and this one is a little bit thicker. Because this isn't a daytime look and I'm going out for the evening, I'm going to use a tiny little bit of a thicker one. Really big applicator on it as well. And I'm just going to take that in certain points, just here underneath the eyes, and a tiny bit over here as well, but not a lot. Like, honestly, not a lot of product at all. I remember, again, I used to put like a massive like triangle. I think that was like the phase. Like, that was just the craze back then, to like put loads of concealer on. And again, I'm just going to apply a little bit under the eye here, and a little bit there. Tiny bit on my chin. And just a tiny bit on the areas that I feel like need a little bit of extra touch up. And then also underneath where I put that bronzer, I'm just going to put a tiny little bit along there. And I'm just going to do a little bit of like that cutting in method. Back in the day, I never used to use brushes. Like, it was all Beauty Blender. Like, I never used to use any brushes. This is the Deluxe Crease brush. But I use this for concealer. And again, all I do, I leave the eyes for as long as possible. All I do is just go around those little areas that I put the extra bit of concealer, just on those spots and things, and also here as well, just underneath where I put that bronzer. I'm just going to drag it down a tiny little bit. Okay, now that's gone in, I'm going to go in on the eyes, and as I go in on the eyes, I'm literally just going to keep patting and pressing that concealer. I'm also going to work it down just down the side of my nose, and I get quite a bit of a red area like around my nose. and I'm just going to keep pressing and pressing and pressing that concealer in. I'm also going to take it up into the corner of my eye, and I'm going to take it across my eyelid as well, so that later when it comes to a little bit of like eyeshadow prep, that's already done. And I'm just going to work this as well, and I'm going to keep it going up because I want my face to look nice and lifted. Right, okay, I'm very aware that my under eye looks very, very white on camera. It's so true what they say, like you have to really pile on the makeup for it to be seen on camera. Like it's absolutely insane. I look crazy right now in the mirror. But again, that's fine. I'm going to grab my beauty blender and I'm just going to go in and just blend that tiny little bit, and also underneath the eyes here as well. And I'm just going to really, really blend that up and blend that out before I go in with any powders and before I go in and set it. Before I go in with powder, I literally just take my finger and I just pat a little bit underneath my eye there, because I just never ever ever like the look of like a cakey under eye. So I literally just go in. I mean, I know it's crazy, people, you know, this was a sin to use your fingers back in the day on your makeup. Like, you know, long are the days where you would literally put your finger in like an eyeshadow and rub it in. But I just feel like sometimes the warmth of my finger and just pushing it into the skin just is a little bit better. And I just do the exact same on the other side. Okay, for powder, I feel like with powder you have to act quite fast. I'm going in with the Huda. I don't know where the lid's gone, by the way. Oh, here it is. Huda Beauty shade Pancake. Literally tip it out. I don't know what you call this. Like, and I literally fold it in half like that. Press it into the powder that I've tipped out into the lid. Dab off a little bit of the excess. And as you'll see, I've got quite a bit on there. And what I do is I go in and I press that underneath the under eye, just like that. And again, I take it up in that higher motion, just like that. And I also take it down the nose as well. And instead of like the old fashioned, like a baking kind of style, I just keep pressing it in. And I also take that over the eyelid as well to avoid any creasing. And again, set the eyelid area the other side of the eye. And I literally just take it in and press it in and take it up like that. I also fake tanned last night as well. I feel like I can't go out pale. It's so stupid because it's literally February, and I feel like I'm not going to be wearing, I think I might be wearing trousers and like a long sleeve bodysuit. So I haven't really got, it's not like I've got my limbs out at all. Like I'm going to be completely covered, but I had to fake tan. And also as well, I just grab a little bit and I take it on the chin as well and just around the mouth area and making sure that that is all set. Because obviously, you know, I'm going to be eating tonight. I need to make sure that that area is set. And excess, whatever I have left on the pad, I take it onto the forehead and I take it down the nose. I don't really like, that way it kind of sets everything, but not too heavy. I don't like my forehead to look too matte because I feel like my forehead is like the driest part on my face anyway. I'm just gonna go in and touch up my brows. Now, my brows have been laminated, so I'm literally just gonna go in again with this brow laminate. This is so bad, like look at the state of this product. I think this is like the brow lamination product by L'Oreal. Again, it's basically like just like a clear gel. If my brows weren't tinted, I would run a bit of a brow pencil through them. I have got this brow pencil by Revolution. Again, I don't really like spend too much money on brow pencils. They normally always break. They always get lost. Same with lip liners. Like, gone are the days where I buy an expensive lip liner anymore because I just lose them. I put them in my bag and I hardly ever see them again. So yeah, Revolution, that is a really good brow pencil. But because they are already laminated, I feel like I'm just going to go in with a little bit of gel, and like they are dark enough. Like I do not need any more attention drawn to these brows at all. I know exactly what I'm going to wear tonight. Like I've got a few options. Not going to be a late night, and it's not going to be anything too heavy, but you know when you just want to kind of like glam up and just look nice. I feel like, again, day to day, I kind of wear the same things, wear the, you know, all that kind of stuff. Kind of want to glam up. For my eyes, I'm not going to go in and do anything too crazy. I mean, I literally have not got the time. But I'm just going to grab my Kylie Jenner Kylie Cosmetics palette. They've got some really nice sort of like warm tones in there, and I'm just going to get my little brush. I think this was like an Anastasia brush, and it's really, really old, but I love this for working the product into like my crease, and I love this little flat bit to go underneath the eye. This brush is literally, I've never found an eyeshadow brush quite like it. It just works the product in so well. And I'm going to go in with shade Unmatched. So I'm literally going to go in here to that shade just there. And I'm going to dab that in, tap off the excess. And I'm just going to go right into that crease there. Really gentle circular motions. And I'm just going to work that into the eyelid and work that into the crease. I really love Kylie Jenner makeup products. I feel like she just knows what she's doing. These eyeshadows are a dream to work with. I feel like they're really pigmented. They're so easy to blend. Also work it just up the eye a little bit as well. So I just work it tiny little bit higher than the crease. And can you see how I'm always pulling it up? Like I always want everything to be lifted. Go back to the face quickly. Real Techniques setting brush. And I'm just going to go in, and where I applied that powder, I'm just going to make sure that it's all brushed off on those points there and underneath the eyes. Going with the MAC Give Me Sun bronzer. Like this bronzer is just my absolute favourite, and I'm going in with this brush. This brush, can you see how I've absolutely ruined it because I push so hard on my face with this brush? This brush, believe it or not, is from Home Bargains. It was a dupe for a Real Techniques, and it's from Home Bargains. I ruin this bronzer brush all the time because I just push so hard into the skin. But again, I'm just going to go in and work this into the skin a little bit more and just give that a little bit of a buff. I'm going to go in with this blush by NARS. Now this is in the shade Orgasm X. So Orgasm is a really nice shade by NARS. Sounds so funny saying that, but it is. But this Orgasm X has just got a little bit more of a like a peachy undertone to it, and not so much of like a bright red, and it's got a tiny bit of a shimmer as well. So I'm just going to go in with this brush. Again, this brush is by the same brand that my foundation brush was from, but it's been like wiped off, so I can't even tell you. But I'm just going to go in and just pat ever so gently in on the blush, and I'm just going to go in on the top of where I just put that bronzer so lightly, and just again, just dust that onto the skin. What's the time? Yeah, I haven't got the time. I was going to say I'm going to stick on some lashes, but I don't have the time for that, guys. And if it don't go on well, you'll see a different side to me. And I'm going to go in with the Panorama mascara by Guess Well. It's a L'Oreal, guys. Can you believe it? Like, L'Oreal just needs to sponsor me. This tool right here is something that I couldn't live without. I LVL my lashes, but I still always have to curl my lashes before I put mascara on. Like, I just cannot put my mascara on without curling my lashes. My lashes are just dead straight. And what I do when I curl my lashes as well is I always pulse it. Like, always pulse the curl. So instead of just holding it like that, I pulse it. And I find that you get a bit more of a lift when you pulse the curler rather than just holding it like that. And take that off. And can you see that? Can you see how those lashes are lifted there and how those are literally just going out? My lashes are quite blonde, so it's quite hard. I feel like unless you put mascara on them, you just cannot see them. Right, I've done my mascara. They definitely do need a second curl because can you just see how flat they go? But I haven't got time for a lash. Like, the eyebrows are just going to have to do the talking tonight, guys, because I have not got time. I'm going to go in with Morphe setting spray. This stuff is like the best. It's like a fine mist. Like, you can't even hear it in the can either. I don't even know how that's possible. And I just go in. That is just, this to me is like the best setting spray. Way better than Max Fix Plus. Like, I used to use Max Fix Plus, and when I used to spray it, it used to have like massive droplets of water fall out and onto my makeup, and I used to have like these patches. This is just like a nice mist. So this is really good. Guys, I've lost my lip liner. I've lost my favourite lip liner. I'm going to have to pause this and regroup and come back. Guys, I had to stop the little get ready with me where I was because I am honestly running so late. basically finished the majority of my makeup. I just had to go in and do my lips, which I just went in and used this lip liner by Maybelline. I can't even really tell you what it is, but it's just a nude. And then I went in over the top with Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk, just as like my lipstick of choice for this evening. I've got this green bodysuit on with some shoulder pad, well, kind of like tiny little bit of a shoulder pad in it. It's from Wonder Doll or something like that. It's on ASOS. And I've got these earrings in that are from ASOS. Then I've got a pair of jeans, just a normal pair of jeans on. And this is my bag that I'm taking out tonight, guys. It is from Shein. I'm very aware that it looks like a shell. Inside it, all I have is my phone and a tiny little Pillow Talk lipstick, and I've just chucked my hair up. I feel like because my top is quite high on the neck, my hair needed to be up. But guys, I'm so sorry that I didn't really do a lot on the whole eyes. Like, I've kept this all pretty basic and all pretty standard. Like, I don't know whether you can see a lot on camera about like my makeup and things, but at least I showed you guys some good products, the products that I do love. And yeah, I just take so long to do anything, and a little get ready with me when I needed to be out the door and be precise and be on time probably wasn't my smartest idea, but I'm ready. I need to get my shoes on and get in the car. But again, thank you so much for watching, guys. Really hope you enjoyed this little tutorial. And I mean, it's just shocking that my skin now, you wouldn't have a clue that I've got quite a lot of spots going on. You just wouldn't know. So I feel like if anyone needs to take anything away, let it be that. Yeah, I hope you guys have a really lovely evening, and thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe down below and let me know any videos that you want to see next. Love you loads. Bye, guys.